So next will be operations of functions. Okay? So what is operations of functions? I think you're familiar with this one. Plus, minus, multiplication, product, and then we do have division. Okay? So it's really easy. So we have operations of functions. So operations of functions. Okay. So the first one is sum. So that will be f plus z of x, meaning f of x plus z of x. So that's it. Okay. Next is difference. So f minus z of x, it means f of x minus z of x. Okay. Next, product. So that will be f multiplied by z of x. So meaning f of x multiplied by z of x. Okay. Next, quotient. So that will be f over z of x is equal to f of x divided by z of x. So these are the operations of functions. Okay, operations of functions. So the first one is sum, second is difference, the third is product, and then the fourth is quotient. Okay, so try to remember this one. So operations of functions. So for example, I give you an example. F of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 5x plus 4. And then z of x is equal to 3x squared plus 2x minus 6. Okay. So what is your f plus z of x? Okay, f plus z of x, just simply add. So f of x plus z of x, so that will be 2x cubed minus 5x plus 4 plus 3x squared plus 2x minus 6. Okay, so combine like terms. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer? Combine like terms. So we have 2x cubed plus 3x squared. Can we combine negative 5x and 2x? Pwede ba yun? So negative 5x and then 2x. Negative 5x and then 2x. Can we combine that? Yes, you can. So you do have negative 3x and then 4 and then negative 6. What is 4? Negative 6. That will be negative 2. Okay. So that's it. That's the answer. So yun. That's it. That's the answer. Okay. Next. What about difference? F minus z of x. Meaning, f of x minus z of x. Sasubtract lang. So that will be 2x cubed minus 5x plus 4. You need to subtract it by 3x squared plus 2x minus 6. So every subtraction, you need to put a parenthesis or bracket in your subtrahend because you need to distribute negative. Okay? So you do have 2x cubed minus 5x plus 4. Distribute negative sign. So you do have negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 6. And then you combine like terms. So you do have 2x cubed minus 3x squared. Okay? And then we do have negative 5x and then negative 2x. So that will be negative 7x. And then 4 plus 6. So you do have positive 10. So that is the answer. Okay? Next. What if the given is like this? Okay. Let's say we have 2x plus 3 and then z of x equals 5x plus 4. Okay? So how do we solve for f multiplied by z of x? Paano naman yon? F multiplied by z of x. Meaning, f of x multiplied by z of x. Just multiply it. So we have 2x plus 3 multiplied by 5x plus 4. So using FOIL method, what is the answer? What is the answer using FOIL method? What's the answer using FOIL method? Multiply lang. So you do have 10x squared plus 8x plus 15x plus 12. Okay? So that will become 10x squared plus what? 8 plus 15. How many? Okay, 2x over g of x. So that will be 2x plus 3 over 5x plus 4. Can we still simplify 2x plus 3? We can't, right? And yung 5x plus 4, can we still simplify 5x plus 4? Hindi na. So that's it. It's your final answer. So that is the concept of quotient function. Okay? Quotient function. Next, what about composite function? Okay. So we have composition of function. So when we say composition of function, if f and g are function which domain is the composite function f and g. So it's defined as f of g of x, which means f of g of x. So this is composite function or composition of function. So f of g of x meaning f of g of x. Okay, so what do you mean by that one? So for example, what is composition of function? Okay, I'll give you an example so that you can figure it out. So composition of function. Let's say we have f of x is equal to 1 over x, and then g of x equals to the square root of x. So we need to look for f of g of x, and then f of x. So how do you do that? So f of g of x meaning f of g of x. So what do you mean by that one? So what is your f of x? Di ba 1 over x? That's your f of x. So that would be 1 over, okay? Instead of rewriting x, you need to replace it with your g of x. What is your g of x? What is your g of x? Okay, square root of x. So that will become 1 over square root of x. So you replace x to your g of x. Okay, in short, si g of x nasa loob ni f of x. Now, how do we simplify this? How do we simplify this? How do we simplify? We need to eliminate square root of x. How do we do that? How do we eliminate square root of x? How? How? We need to multiply it by numerator and then denominator by square root of x. Para ma-eliminate si square root of x as your denominator. So this will become square root of x because 1 multiplied by the square root of x is square root of x over square root of x multiplied by square root of x. Ano mangyayari? Square root of x multiplied by square root of x. What will happen? Magiging square root of x squared. Am I right? Square root of x squared because x times x is x squared. Now, square root of x squared. What is the square root of x squared? Okay, x. Okay, so therefore your answer will be square root of x over x. Okay, square root of x over x. So that is composition of function. Okay, composition of function. Now next, what about letter B? F of f. F of f. F of f of x. So how do we answer this one? Yung letter B. F of f of x. of x. How do we answer that? F of x. So same thing. So what that is f of x. Okay? So meaning that is your f of x here is 1 over x. So that will be 1 over x. So meaning we need to replace x here by what? We need to replace x here by what? Okay, 1 over x. 1 over x. So how do we simplify this? How do we simplify this? How do we simplify this? 1 over 1 over x. So how do we simplify this? How do we simplify? 1 over 1 over x. Get the reciprocal. So what's the answer? If you get the reciprocal of this one, what's the answer? This will become 1 times the reciprocal of this, which is x over 1. So therefore, what is the answer? 1 multiplied by the reciprocal of this, x over 1. So therefore, what is the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Okay, x. Okay. So that's it. So that is composition of functions. Okay? Composition of function. Another example. So composition of function. Another example. Let's say the given example is g of x equals square root of x, and then h of x equals x raised to 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. So look for g of h of x. So g of h of x. So it means that g of h of x. Okay? So ano ba si g? Square root. Okay, square root. So we need to replace x by what? By your h of x, which is x raised to 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. Okay? Then what's x? What's x? Simplify. How do we simplify this? Paano natin simplify? Get the factor. Ano yung factor niyan? X raised to 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. What is the factor? It's a perfect square. So determine the factor. So the factor will be x squared. What? What's the factor? X squared minus 1 squared. Okay? X squared minus 1 squared. So that's a factor of x raised to 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. So that's a factor. Okay? So what will be the answer? We can eliminate. So what's the square root of quantity x squared minus 1 squared? So magiging ano na lang? What will happen? Anong matitira? X squared minus 1. Okay? X squared minus 1. Okay? So that is composition of function. So again, in the operations of functions, so we do have sum, difference, product, and then quotient of functions. Okay? And then the next will be composition of functions. So sum, meaning you need to add the given two functions. Difference, you need to subtract the two given functions. If it's difference, okay, in rewriting it, you need to put a bracket or parenthesis. Why is it? Because you need to distribute the negative sign on your subtrahend. Okay? So that's the concept of difference of a function. Third is the product, wherein you need to multiply the two given functions. And then the last will be the quotient. You need to divide the two given functions.